Hey YouTube, so I'm just going to do a little review on the Canon 60D. I got this camera like a few months back and it's my first DSLR, and when I was shopping for DSLRs I noticed that there aren't really reviews on this camera, and so I thought I'd make one. So I just got some test footage here, and if you're in the market for a 60D, it should be a good video for you. So what you're seeing now is just a few videos that I've taken since I've gotten this camera. These ones are from Virginia Beach, and there's a few other spots that the shots are from. But the two lenses I have, one is the Canon 18-55, I think that's the 3.5 to 5.6 kit lens, and that's what I started with, and then I upgraded to the Yongnuo 50mm 1.8 lens. And so all these shots are taken on either one of those two lenses, but mostly the Yongnuo one. So the main reason I went with the 60D is because of the price. So I got mine for I think $345 used off of Amazon, and the price kind of just dropped after the 80D came out last year, so it's pretty cheap right now. It's one of the cheapest I can find for the quality. That said, the reason it's probably so cheap is because it's really old. I never used autofocus for this camera. Everything is always manual because autofocus basically just doesn't work on this camera with the kit lens, and definitely does not work with the Yongnuo. So if you're someone who wants to shoot in auto all the time, do not get this camera. The low light test. Okay, so this camera cannot see very well in the dark at all. It can't see very well like before the sun even sets. If there's a cloud in the sky, this camera can't see if you have a kit lens on it. So I really would not recommend getting the kit lens at all. I'd just say get something with a wide f-stop, like a portrait lens like the Yongnuo 50mm that I have, and it was only $50 when the kit lens was like $70, $80. So what you're seeing right now was filmed on the Yongnuo, and it looks pretty good. It's a little noisy in that first clip, but it's usable, and it's really good definitely for the price. So this was shot with an 18-55mm lens. You can definitely see that it is not performing as well as the Yongnuo. It's super grainy. It's basically not usable in my opinion. So again, I'd say just get the portrait lens. So these next few clips are meant to show you how this camera handles when pulling focus. Starting with the Canon kit lens, it does pretty well. I'm not sure about the minimum focus distance, but it's not anything that was inconveniencing me while shooting, and the bokeh balls look real nice. Okay, now we have some examples from the Yongnuo 50mm 1.8. So as far as pulling focus, it's pretty challenging. First drawback, obviously, it's 50mm on an APS-C sensor camera, so you have to stand really far away from the subject. My sister's probably about 10 feet away there. And then the other drawback is it's just really hard to get the subject into focus. Now that could just be my problem because I'm relatively new to this, but I've shot with it quite a bit now, and especially in bright light and daylight, it's really hard to see if your subject is in focus. Another issue I had when trying to pull focus is that you have to be in live mode. It's basically impossible to get your subject into focus when using the viewfinder if you're shooting with the 60D and the Yongnuo. I don't know why, it just never focus, even if you change the degree just a little bit on the focusing ring, it's still blurry. So you have to shoot in live mode, and even then it's still pretty difficult. So you're kind of taking a chance with your shots. But for the money, it's still okay. I'm not that mad at it. I'm still getting a good amount of usable shots. Okay, so next I have the audio test. I don't really know anything about audio really, but I'm just going to play a little conversation and you can make up your own mind and about what you think about the audio. So here goes. What does that card say?
Moses.
Who's that?
This guy.
What did he do?
I don't know. And I'm copying Johnny him.
Sure. Okay, so that's all the testing I have for this camera. So just some final thoughts. I think it's a really good camera if you really want to learn about cameras. It doesn't have any of the fancy bells and whistles like the Wi-Fi or the touchscreen or the great autofocus like the latest Canons do. But if you are a camera enthusiast and you really want to learn the DSLR arts form, this is a good place to start and at a pretty good price. So yeah. Just thought I'd mention, if you are in the market for a Canon DSLR, consider the 7D. Not the 70D, the 7D. I've seen that camera on Amazon for as low as $350. Right now, they're about $400 at the lowest, but still, that's a really nice camera. If your price range is like the $300 to $400 price range, get out of here and watch some 7D reviews and see if maybe that camera is better suited for you. And if you wanted to see pictures from this camera and not the videos, then I'll put my Instagram in the description box below and you can check those out. And yeah, that's all I've got. Thanks for watching.